Hi, this is Robert with Space Age Consulting, and today we're going to be taking another look at the Yolobox Pro, but more distinctly, we're going to be taking a look at this cage, this carrying case, I'm not even sure what to call it. It is a cage for the Yolobox Pro. It is created by Inux 3D. I actually picked up mine from peppertech.com, and it is called the PK1 Pro Streamer YP. The PK1, let's see if you can see that, PK1 Pro Streamer YP. This is actually designed by a YouTuber called Aaron Parachek. He does quite a bit of YouTube videos on video equipment, doing streaming from inside your small studio or just equipment that you use for streaming. So I really wanted to take a look at a cage for the Yolobox Pro because it's just a huge screen and it just sits out there in the open. It's pretty sturdy. But of course, I don't want it to get scratched up or damaged or anything like that. And I wanted to actually do a bit of cable management. And so I did some research and I found out that this device was being sold. Now, what's special about it is it seems to be 3D printed. So it's all plastic, very lightweight. It's at least a third of the weight, if not less, of the Yolobox Pro itself, but it makes it easy to handle, easy to control, and it comes with a cheese plate. So there's a couple of different versions of this device that you can get, and I got the device with the handles. So I'm going to break this down in terms of taking it apart rather than you see me put it together. Now you see it put together, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart so that you can get a look at what it takes to put this together and how much protection it can provide and whether it's worth the cost. All right, so it comes with all the tools you'll need. In fact, I made a mistake. I actually ordered more cable management parts, and because of how I want to carry it around, I won't even be using the cable management side of it. Yes, I said I did buy it for the cable management, but turns out I won't be using it in that way. So let's go ahead and take this apart. You can start with the handles. It comes with all the Allen keys you'll need. And one of the keys is, because this is all 3D printed plastic, you don't really want to tighten it down too much to avoid damaging the parts. It comes with all the screws necessary. Now, I did have a bit of a drawback in that the instructions that you get are not tremendously great. Now, the paperwork that you get, I feel leaves a little bit to be desired. But it also links you to a web page where you can get better instructions. Now, as you can see, once you pull out these screws with the handle, these are the very long screws. It comes with shorter screws if you're not using a handle, all right? And you see, once you take out the handle, the whole thing comes out. Now, these pieces, the rails are, it feels like CNC machined, very lightweight aluminum, but strong, stronger than the plastic here. And you see, the Yolobox Pro just slides right out. Now, taking apart this side is the exact same way. Once you take it apart, these rails come out. So the unit comes with the two rails, the two side pieces, the top handle, which you can also take off. And then I bought the side handles extra. It does come with the base plate, and you can use that to mount to a tripod. And so, it's just that simple. These couple of pieces Nearly dropped it. You slot the Yolobox Pro in here. You match up the side part with the rail system. Then you screw it back in. I actually ended up taking this apart multiple times and putting it back together multiple times because the instructions weren't very clear. I'm the kind of guy who takes 3 turns to put in the IKEA furniture because I always end up putting something backwards. But in this case, that's all there was to it. And now I have a sturdy shell for my Yolobox Pro. So one of the other things that I was really interested in was when I want to do just quick little interviews on the road, or I just want to go out and vlog more. That's one of the reasons I bought this, was a very portable system that I can do multiple camera shoots. I can use my wireless goes and get on the road and just do things remotely. There's a couple of concerts we recently did. It would have been nice to have this ready. But I needed something lightweight to attach to the Yolobox. And what I noticed was my Canon 90D was way too heavy for this. Way too heavy. I mean, you have a sort of lightweight, you just want to be able to have the camera angle to you and then do your videos. So I started to do a search on some lightweight cameras I can use for a setup like this. Very easy. And my go-to is usually Canon. I love Canons, and I have a bunch of Canons. I have EF lens mounts, EF lenses, and so a Canon would have been the easiest thing to do. I didn't need anything heavy, and I didn't need anything expensive. I'm not going after huge quality, just convenience. So I started my search with Canon. I nearly found what I wanted, one of the older G-series power shots. Then I realized that up until recently, I should say then I remembered, up until recently, there was no clean HDMI out. And at that point, I just said, forget it. I'm not going to spend $800 for a camera that I'm attaching to this, so I wasn't going to get an M6 II or something more frequent. The fact that the lack of clean HDMI out, I might have been able to overcome that using Magic Lantern, but I really didn't want to go through all that process. I started looking to the Sony, the A6400s, 6100s. I actually couldn't find any. And I don't have any E-mount lenses. So that takes me back to good old Panasonic. So I looked up what would be reasonable, and I found this Panasonic GX85. And one of the reasons I picked up on this one is I had actually bought a GX85 previously and sent it back because it didn't have a mic input and it didn't have audio output. And that was a bummer for me. But in this case, because there are microphone inputs right on here, I don't need a microphone input on the GX85. And this is much more lightweight, and this should be easier to just fit on this removable ball head. Tighten it up. Now I'll be able to angle it as I vlog. Of course, it's crooked now, but that's not the point. We'll get it straightened out later. And I do have micro four thirds lenses that I can use, especially my manual focus 12 millimeter. Ooh, I forgot who makes it. I think it's a Samyang. It's right behind me on the shelf somewhere. But now look at this. Look how lightweight and easy. I'm telling you, the Canon 90D was a beast. I didn't realize how heavy it was. You know, I wonder if my old EOS R would have been any lighter. But this setup, and then I attach my wireless Go right to this other side right here, and boom, I have a streaming setup for vlogging. I can stream live very easily. So this cage serves dual purpose, makes it easier for me to handle the Yolobox Pro, as well as now I have my setup for vlogging. Lightweight, my arms don't have to get tired. I have my base plate here, so I can just put it on a tripod when my arms do get tired, and I am good to go. So this is a combination of a couple of different things. I was able to get this GX85 from mpb.com. They're not a sponsor, but I've been able to get quite a few things lower cost through them. And it has the convenience of they have great support. If I have a problem, I can email them and get a resolution pretty quick. And I don't have to worry about sketchy eBay listings where you're sending a ton of money and then you may not get anything in return. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you got something from this. This setup altogether, I believe I paid within the 160s for this cage. You may think, oof, that's a lot, 160, I think it's $169 plus shipping for it. But the convenience that it gives you, look at that. It's amazing that you can set this up and I'll be able to blog on the road. It makes my life a lot easier than having to try to vlog, then download, then if you want to do something live, you have stuff all over the place. And because I have a wireless setup, I have two that I'll be testing out. Because I have a wireless setup, I can actually add another camera because I have my multiple HDMI inputs. So, thanks for watching. Oh, I did want to show you the instruction manual real quick. This is what you get in the mail. Let's see. So it shows you, for you, those of you who are more technically inclined, you may be able to figure everything out easily. But for those of you who want a bit more instructions, especially when it came to the cable management, I sent them an email, PepperTech Digital, that's their PepperTech Digital. I sent them an email and they got back to me really quick. So now that I want to return a piece, let's see how quickly they get back to me. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe. We do these videos every so often. And here's hoping you see me soon.